So the new iPhone 15 is official. We've already had the keynote showcasing the new hardware, features and design, and the iPhone 15 Pro Max especially is looking incredible. Let me know in the comments who out there is going to be pre-ordering the iPhone 15. So first up, we're going to cover the non-Pro iPhone 15s, and this did have some surprises in store. They'll be featuring the new curved design matching the Pro models, so we still have the flat edges, but there's a slight curve to each edge, and this just makes it more comfortable to hold. We've also got the dynamic island with some newly added features, such as the ability to track deliveries, show sports information, and even display flight information like boarding times as well as the gate. As well as the dynamic island, we also get an upgrade to the display, and it's now got an impressive 2000 nits of peak brightness, and that's exactly the same as last year's Pro models. In terms of design, they're using nanocrystalline particles in a textured matte finish, and it's coming in a new pink color, as well as yellow, green, blue, and black. It's coming with a new camera system that we'll cover in just a second. We also get IP68 water resistance, along with ceramic shield protection on the front. For those of you getting the iPhone 15 though, a great way to protect it even further is with today's video sponsor, Casetify. They've got the impact case, which is slim and lightweight, while still offering 4x MGS, and for those of you that need the best protection, we've got the new Ultra Bounce. It's got 10x military grade protection, and it can withstand drops from an impressive 32.8 feet thanks to their revolutionary Ultra Bounce corners and a 6-layered protection system. They've also got in-between options for protection with the Bounce or the Impact case. And my favorite thing about Casetify is that not only do they offer a range of different styles, but you can customize your own case and have it exactly the way you want. They've also got a large focus on sustainability by making use of recycled materials for the cases, and they're also made to order, which reduces on waste. They offer cases for all of the popular iPhones, including the new iPhone 15 series, so go ahead and check them out now by clicking the link down in the description below, and you'll also receive 15% off your order. Now back to the iPhone 15, and the non-pros get a big upgrade in photography thanks to a new 48 megapixel primary camera. It's a 26mm with 2 micrometer pixels. We've got an aperture of f1.6 and sensor shift stabilization. We get pixel binning technology for improved light capture, and this delivers 24 megapixel photos, and we also get 2x near optical zoom quality using the middle 12 megapixels. There's also next-gen portraits which provide better color with low light performance, and best of all, you don't even need to select portrait mode anymore. When you take a photo, it automatically captures the depth information, so you can then add the background blur in later on, and it even works with cats and dogs. Now another great feature is the new focus and depth control, and you can switch focus between subjects after the photo's been taken. Now the keynote confirmed that the non-Pro models won't be getting the A17, and they're instead going to use last year's A16, but they will get a second generation ultra-wideband chip, and this can precisely connect to devices from 3x further away than before. We also get better phone calls thanks to more advanced machine learning. We also get a voice isolation feature that cancels out the background noise when you're in busy surroundings. We get roadside assistance added to the satellite communications, although this is only for USA at the moment. And of course, one of the biggest changes is the switch to USB-C. Now it was a little bit brushed over in the keynote, and while the iPhone 15 and the iPhone 15 Plus will be switching to USB Type-C, it's only going to be the USB 2 standard, so you're not going to get the fastest data and the fastest charging speeds. There was also no mention of battery capacity, so I assume it's the same as last year or at least very close. And there was no mention of the action button on the non-pros, so it seems that they've still got the mute switch. Now unfortunately, they're also still going to be 60Hz displays as there was no mention of ProMotion, but probably the best news of the keynote, that despite all of the early rumors, there's going to be no increase in price. The iPhone 15 is going to start from $799, and then the iPhone 15 Plus starts from $899. They've also advised up to $800 trade-in value from previous iPhones from the 11 onwards. Next up, we've got the Pro models, and they are exactly the same as the renders I've been showing you for the past 6 months, although I did get the shade of blue slightly wrong. We get the new curved edges with a frame made from grade 5 titanium. That's the same alloy used on the Mars rover. It's stronger and more durable than the previous frame, and it's also lighter, making it the lightest Pro iPhone ever. We also have super slim bezels to deliver a nice full screen experience on the display, and it's also protected by ceramic shield. For the iPhone 15 Pro, it's a 6.1-inch display, and then the iPhone 15 Pro Max is a 6.7-inch display. The phone is also more repairable, and it's now much easier to replace the back glass in case you drop it. They made no mention of the display's brightness, so I can only assume it's the same 2000 nits of peak brightness, the same as we had on last year's Pros. We do get the new action button on the side though, which replaces the alert slider, and you can press and hold to switch between ring and silent, and the phone's going to give you haptic feedback along with displaying the information on the dynamic island. It's also customizable, and you can even use it with shortcuts, so the possibilities are endless. Of course, it's powered by the new A17 Pro 3nm chipset, and it features 19 billion transistors, and it's a 6-core CPU, offering 10% faster performance cores and 3 times more performance per watt on the efficiency cores. The neural engine is now twice as fast, capable of 35 trillion operations a second. Then we also get a 6-core GPU that's not only 20% faster for the peak performance, but it now supports ray tracing. They've also introduced Metal FX for upscaling games and getting better graphics with less power use, and it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a focus on gaming, with lots of new console titles coming to iPhones in the future. For the camera, we get a 48 megapixel camera sensor with 2.44 micrometer pixels and an aperture of f1.78. We've also got the second generation sensor shift stabilization. It comes with pixel binning technology, and this offers 24mm, 29mm, and 35mm focal lengths from the primary camera. We've even got the option to choose a default lens. We get better night shots with more color and detail, along with night mode portrait improvements. We get the first periscope camera on an iPhone, which is a 5x periscope camera with a 120mm focal length. We get 1.12 micrometer pixels and an aperture of f2.8. Over on the ultra-wide, it's a 13mm focal length with 1.4 micrometer pixels and an aperture of f2.2. Thanks to the new USB-C port, which is USB 3 on the Pro models, we get better transfer and charge speeds, and you can now connect to a Mac to instantly transfer photos. You can also connect it to an external drive, and this allows for 4K 60fps ProRes videos, and they now also support log encoding for better color grading in post. Now we've got spatial videos that use the ultra-wide along with the main camera to make 3D videos, and these can be enjoyed on the Apple Vision Pro. The iPhone 15 Pro models come in a choice of black titanium, white titanium, blue titanium, or a natural titanium finish, and again, Apple have surprised us with the price, and the iPhone 15 Pro costs the same as last year, which is $999 for the 128GB model, and then the iPhone 15 Pro Max costs $1,199, but that's for the 256GB version, which is now the starting storage, and that's the same price as last year's 256 version. So overall, the iPhone 15s look very similar to last year's iPhones, apart from the non-Pros now having the dynamic island and the new curves and materials. But with the new hardware on top of all these new features, I think it's enough to keep people happy. Now pre-orders are going to be available from Friday, so let me know in the comments what model you're going to be ordering, and don't forget to hit subscribe to stay up to date with the latest tech.